Oh my god, look, my favorite game is already starting, so I'm going to take advantage of this to finally play a little with it right now. So let's go as quickly as possible. Hello everyone, I'm JJ, welcome to another video, so leave a like and subscribe in 5 seconds so we can start having a good adventure. Well, how about we look around a bit from the balcony? Look, the day is so incredible, I guarantee it's gonna be really cool. Well, let's go once and for all, man, and I guarantee it's gonna be a lot of fun. Look, but apparently the street is so empty today, I have no idea what's going on. Well, let's go. Imagine. You can see there are 3 girls there. Look, but who are these girls? I confess I've never seen anything like this before in my whole life. Well, I'm finally going to fall in love with them because they are very beautiful. Well, look, but what could they be doing first? Do they live somewhere? I haven't the slightest idea. I'm really curious to find out. So let's get to it once and for all, man. Well, look at that. But we can see. I was very happy because I just met 3 beautiful girls, and they are my neighbors. That's the best part of all. So, you know what? I think I'm gonna make a really cool surprise for them. Well, let's go then. Well, I think I'm finally going to prepare a really cool prank. I think it's going to be really fun. So let's get to it once and for all. Look, as we can see, the street is empty. So I'm going to my secret laboratory to get something that I'm going to use to prank them. So let's get to it once and for all, man. This is going to be sensational. Well, let's walk as fast as possible. It's about getting to the laboratory once and for all. They didn't spread this, so I'll have to be really quick. Let's go, as fast as possible. Look, we finally arrived here at my super secret laboratory, where only I have access. Okay, let's get this over with once and for all, man. This is gonna be really cool and interesting. Well, as we can see, this is where I keep everything I have. Look, now I've got my ender pearl and finally my position where I'm finally going to troll the girls. This is going to be really cool. Let's finally go back to their house. That's right, I have to get in there as fast as possible and finally troll them once and for all. Well, I just want to see their reaction to finally being trolled by me. This is going to be sensational. Okay, let's go as fast as possible. We have to get to her house without them noticing anything. Okay, let's go at once. Look, I'm already here. I'm already in front of her house. Okay, let's go as fast as possible. They can't suspect anything, so I have to be very quiet, and for that, I'm going to take my potion to shrink so I can do whatever I want. Okay, let's go, man. This is gonna be really interesting. Look, I confess this is gonna be very satisfying to do. I really want to troll the girls. Well, let's go once and for all. Look, I'm already here. Now let's wait for them to see where they are. I have no idea, but I hear some noise from here. Look, they're in the bathroom. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna take this opportunity to see how small I am and also troll the girls. Let's go as fast as possible. Look, they're completely here, taking a bath, and they have no idea I'm near them. This is very funny and very fun. Well, but what about this bathtub here? I think I'm finally going to troll this girl in the bathtub because it's much easier to troll. So let's go as fast as possible, man. I confess this is going to be really cool. Okay, let's go once and for all. Let's go in here and finally solo them. Look, let's use the ender. Let's go. And look, I can't believe it. I finally went in and that's it. Incredible. Wow, so this is the sewer of their house. Look at this completely filthy place. This is so dirty and smelly. Look, I have to think of something to get out of here, but wait, what kind of things are these? I have no idea. Well, let's find out. Wait, I can't believe it. It's a giant super poop. It's coming towards me. Oh my god, I can't believe this. This is awful. I have to get rid of it right now before it comes after me. Oh man, no way. Where am I gonna hide now? I have to find a way out of here as fast as possible. All the doors are completely locked, so I'll have to defeat it right now. It will be my first fight inside the girls' sewer. So let's go. Finish it off from now on. Look, I'm going to finish you off and you'll finally be defeated and won't be chasing me anymore. Come on, look, that was incredible. That was a lot of fun. We defeated the giant poop. Now let's move on to the next phase. That's right. Look, there are some doors here that are completely locked. I'm going to find out because we need to find a way out of here. Look, let's try to open this padlock. Apparently it's a very old padlock, so it should be easy to manipulate, so let's find out what the lock is. Opening that door and discovering what's behind it could be very important for our escape from this place, so let's go as fast as possible. Finally, I managed it. Now let's go in and find out what's interesting back here. Look, there are several chests. Well, one of these things must have something very interesting here that will help me escape. Look, there are many cool things here. I'll be able to get all of this so I can finally escape. There's even ammunition and other things. Well, let's grab them as fast as we can so we can go to the next door and find out what's there so we can solve this. Okay, let's go as fast as possible, man. Well, now let's go to the next door so we can find out what's there to help us escape. Let's go. Okay, I'll grab one of these weapons here, which could be very interesting for us. Then we might face some very interesting things along the way, so let's just get going. Look, another padlock here, so let's try to open it as quickly as possible because we need to figure out the sequence of this padlock to go to the next stage and finally open this gate. I confess it's a little difficult. These are more complicated, like the old ones, but I'll manage because I'm very smart. I'm already memorizing the correct sequence, so let's go. It'll work. I guarantee this will be very interesting to finish. Look, it's a lot of sequences. I really never imagined that such a simple padlock like this one would require so much work. Okay, let's finally figure out the right sequence. We just need a little patience. And finally, let's take it slow so we don't ruin our only chance to get out of this place. Let's go once and for all. Look, I'm finally doing it. I finally managed to open it. Now let's go. Finally move on to the next stage and find out what's inside. Well, the time has come for us to find out. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. It's a room full of bacteria.
Huh?
Well, it's a good thing I came prepared for this place. So let's use our weapons and ammunition that we got in that old room to finish off all these monsters. I guarantee this is going to be great. Okay, let's go once and for all. Look, there are several of them here. Okay, let's go. But wait, there's a chest here.
Oh no!
I can't believe it. It's an ultra secret axe. Look, he's very powerful. So let's use this axe to finish off all these monsters right now. Let's go once and for all. But I think the weapon will be much more essential. So let's go as high as possible and use all the weapons to escape this place. Look, there are so many monsters. It would really take a long time with just the axe. So let's go once and for all. Look, it's taking quite a while. So imagine if I were using the axes. Well, let's go. We're going to finish off these monsters as quickly as possible. Look, with phrases like this, it's going to be great. Well, look, we're doing very well. We're doing a great job here. Let's go once and for all, man. Finally, we managed to defeat all these monsters. Let's go to the next stage and find out what's at the other entrance so we can get out of here. So, let's go once and for all. I'm very curious to find out. Look, but what places? Traffic? I think there's another stage here for us to face other monsters. Okay, so let's get this over with once and for all. As you can see, there are several monsters here, but this time I'm prepared to take them down. So let's go as fast as possible. I'll use the weapons I acquired to defeat these monsters. Okay, so the time has come. Look, there's a giant monster over there. This one must undoubtedly be the one they're protecting. Okay, so let's go, take them down, and finally reach the main monster so we can finally escape this horrible place. This is going to be very interesting. Okay, so let's go once and for all, man. I have to take down these monsters so we can finally continue and reach the final boss. So let's go as fast as possible. And finally, we've reached the final boss. Let's go take him down. Look, he's very strange. He's very gigantic. But let's finish him off once and for all. We finally did it. Look, even being gigantic wasn't enough to defeat me. Now let's finally find out what the other way out is so we can finally escape this place. Look, what could be in here? I can't believe it. It must be something very important. So let's use it. I think I'll face something much bigger ahead. Well, let's go as fast as possible. Let's find out what the next exit is. I hope it's the last one because I can't stand this place anymore. The further we go, the more monsters we have to defeat along the way. So let's get out of this place once and for all. Look, I can't believe it. There are several giant creatures here. How am I going to defeat these creatures? I have no idea. Well, let's go deal with them. I'm going to use this weapon I just got by defeating that giant monster to defeat these creatures here. Okay, let's get this over with once and for all, man. Well, this weapon isn't working very well, so I'm going to have to go all out. So let's get this over with once and for all, man. This weapon is really useless. Well, let's use mine, which should work pretty well. Come on, look at this. I'm managing, but what could be in here? Well, apparently this weapon seems to be much more powerful, so now let's use it to escape these monsters as quickly as possible. Look, I'm doing very well. They're all being defeated. So let's get this over with once and for all, man. Let's finish off these monsters before they come at us and we end up in big trouble, so let's go as fast as possible. I confess this is going to be quite interesting. Look, all these monsters are really very powerful, but I'm going to find a way to escape them as quickly as possible.
Oh, no!
Look, they're coming at me. I can't let these monsters attack me, otherwise I'll be completely defeated and never get out of here, so let's go once and for all. Look, I did it! That was incredible! Now it's time for us to finally escape this place. Well, I confess it was a great adventure, really. But now let's finally get out of this place and go back to my house as quickly as possible. But I confess I had a lot of fun. Well, and now let's finally escape this place.